Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be sharing with you all a sewing tutorial. So as you can see here, I'm going to be showing you all how I made this unitard romper slash bodysuit. Super cute. So we are going to get right into it. So of course I am going to use a romper or bodysuit that I already have as a template. So as you can see here, I just already have it laid out on my fabric. I believe my fabric is a spandex and cotton mix or either a polyester and spandex mix. I'm not really sure. I did get it from Joann's, but as you can see here, I am just making sure that I have my bodysuit in place on top of my fabric. And I mean, of course, I'm just gonna cut around it. It is a halter neck type of romper, so I am gonna be making the same exact type of style, but I'm just figuring out the straps here so I can cut around it as good as I can. So I cut off whatever fabric that I'm not gonna be using, and I believe I have enough fabric to make maybe another little outfit. But here I am going to cut around the romper, and you can cut as close as you want to, or you can add a little bit of seam allowance. It is all up to you. I feel like I should have added a little bit more seam allowance, but I end up cutting like very close to the romper since it is a really stretchy fabric. But I will say that I probably would recommend a little bit of seam allowance. But anyways, here I am just cutting around the bodysuit. And I put the fabric or pattern weights on the crotch area so that the bodysuit will stay in place as I'm sewing around the crotch area and it won't move. So right here is what it's looking like after I have it all cut out. It looks really good. And it does not have to be perfect. I have to make sure that I mention that multiple times because I don't want anybody to think that everything just has to be super perfect. So since I said I wanted it to be just like the black romper I have, I am going to take the bottom layer and I'm going to cut right across so that I can have the back portion of the romper like having my back out. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm taking my two pieces and I'm going to put right sides together. Now I'm taking some clips and I'm just going to be pinning both sides of the bodysuit, and then you are going to see that I'm going to also pin the crotch area as well, just to have everything in place. Now I am going to be using a serger for my bodysuit. Like I try to mention in all of my sewing tutorials, if you do not have a serger, you can of course use a regular sewing machine. I have a sewing machine and a serger, but if you don't have a serger, you can of course use your sewing machine, and you can either use an overlay stitch or a zigzag stitch, stretch stitch, whatever you prefer, as long as it's not a straight stitch, because you want your fabric to still stretch and move. So I would recommend to just use a zigzag stitch of some sort. So here's what it's looking like when I have it all pinned, and I am going to, like I said, take it to my serger. I'm going to serge both sides, and then after the sides are done, I'm going to then sew the crotch area last. I have it turned right side out. After I sewing it together, I was like, this is giving infant onesie because it looked so small. But I mean, of course it turned out decent, and I'll explain later. So I cut out 2 long strips of fabric, which are about 1 inch wide when they're folded in half. So I'm going to be using these strips of fabric for like my neck hole binding or neck binding, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I do recommend you guys to just hem the fabric, y'all. Just hem the fabric. I think with this type of style, it looks better without the binding technique that I used here. I just recommend y'all just hem the neck hole or neckline, hem the armhole, all of that. Just hem it all. Just don't do what I did, because like I said, the finished product came out decent. It could have been better. So I might end up, you know, making another bodysuit and possibly filming another one, but I wanted to just be really authentic with you guys and show you guys that all of my projects do not come out perfect. Not all of my projects I end up liking all the time. There have been plenty of projects that I have tried to film for you guys, and it just have not come out the way that I wanted to or anything like that. So yeah, but it is what it is. I still wanted to show you guys because I'm like, I done used all my time recording and filming and sewing, so I might as well just, you know, be raw and authentic. But here I am just pinning the strips of fabric to the neck area, the neck and like straps area. Hopefully I'm not confusing you guys, and hopefully I'm not talking too much. But I'm just pinning that, and here's what it's looking like right here. And I'm going to take it to my serger, and I'm just going to sew like around the edge, around like the raw edge. And then if you prefer, you can, you know, like iron it in place. So that's what it's looking like when I'm done serging it into place. Like I said, it'll probably look better if you were to like iron it down, so it'll be more flat and more crisp. But yeah, I recommend not doing this though. If you want to, you can, but I recommend just hem the dang neck hole, y'all. It'll look much better. And then of course I added some binding to the portion where like my back is gonna be out. Of course, like I said, you're gonna want to add this and sew it on the right side of the fabric though. So you will do this with the garment right side out. And yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, just like what I did with the neck hole area. And as far as the leg holes, I did not film that. But you will see, obviously, at the end of the video, I did just go ahead and hem that regularly, which I should have done for the whole entire garment, is to just hem the neck hole, the leg area, all of that. I should have just hemmed it. But I thought this would be like easier. No, I should have just hemmed it. I thought it was going to look good, but I really didn't like the way it looked. But yeah. So here's what this portion is looking like after I added this binding to the area where my back is going to be out. Like I said previously, I'm going to take this to my serger. And this is basically what the finished product is looking like. Like I said, I hemmed the leg holes, but I'm not a big fan of how the strap area came out, because I just went ahead and just closed it up, sewn the straps together. It probably would have looked better if the straps were a little bit longer. Like I said, I wasn't too much of a big fan of it. I liked the way that it fit, but I think it was more so of the neck area and the binding technique that I used. But this is what it's looking like when I have it on. Like I said, the fit is nice, but the neck area, I'm just not too big of a fan. So I might end up doing this over. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. There will be more sewing tutorials coming up soon. But yeah, I think I'm going to film another bodysuit tutorial. So be on the lookout. And I can't wait to film more sewing tutorials for you guys. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.